Like I mentioned at the top of the show last night, every major bear thesis in tech was upended. And I'm not just talking about NVIDIA and Salesforce. Look at CrowdStrike. Last night, the cybersecurity kingpin reported what they called the best quarter in the company's history, setting the stock up more than 20% today. This was a terrific top and bottom line beat, with management also raising their full-year forecast for the net new annual recurring revenue growth, taking it from 27.7% all the way up to 34%. Now, that is a huge and important metric, and it's a staggering number bump. Only a few months ago, everyone was worried that cybersecurity would get crushed by AI competition. Turns out the rise of AI has only made CrowdStrike more essential because the attackers have this technology too. They've become the security platform underneath the AI economy, and it's making them a fortune. Do not take it from me. Let's check in with George Kurtz. He's the co-founder and CEO of CrowdStrike. To learn more, Mr. Kurtz, congratulations on the quarter. Welcome back to Mad Money.
Well, Jim, great to be here, and thank you.
Of course. Now, George, I've got to tell you, you taught me early on, we want to look at these annual recurring revenue numbers because that's when you find out the true health of a company in your industry. These numbers were spectacular. What's driving it?
Well, when you think about the numbers and the quarter we delivered, it really was a quarter of records. Our revenue, almost $1.5 billion. Annual recurring revenue, net new, $333 million, up 51% year over year. Operating income, $372 million, which was up 46%, and record free cash flow of $377 million, or 26% of revenue. So up and down, we saw just tremendous success. And what's driving that is really what I call the mythos moment. That is the realization that the AI adversary is here. They're moving at inference speed, and companies need the technologies that CrowdStrike created to help stop the breach. And that's what's driving the momentum, not only in this quarter, but sustainable tailwinds into the future.
You know, George, a lot of people I deal with have said to me, you know what, nothing can stop the agents now. They're out of the sandbox. We should be terrorized. I always say the same thing. I said, have you read any of the things that George Kurtz puts out? They actually can be stopped. But you have to have modern technology. And the other stuff, even stuff that's a couple years old, may not work. You have a solution, correct?
We have a solution, Jim, and it's called the Falcon platform. And we've built this from the ground up to be able to adapt and take advantage of this AI era, right? It's the speed at which the adversary is moving. It's the complexity of the attacks. And the platform was built day one when I started this company to accommodate this. Now we see more attacks. We see these attacks faster. But you need the right AI, the defensive AI, to fight the offensive AI. And that's what we've built at CrowdStrike. And that's why not only do we stop breaches, Jim, but we cure the complexity that IT drives with a patchwork of products. And this is one of the reasons why CrowdStrike is the security operating system for the agentic era.
All right, George, what percentage of companies are protected well enough, do you think?
I think most companies, depends on the industry, but most companies have some level of gaps. And the challenge that you have, even if companies are sophisticated and spending a lot of money, the threat landscape is moving so quickly. We saw these escapes from the sandbox that we talked about. And luckily, this was an agent just trying to pass a test. They weren't actually trying to do anything evil, and we saw what happened. So if we think about the AI era and how fast these AI agents are able to swarm and find vulnerabilities and exploit those, it's just a different quantum of security that's needed, and this is why we think we're in pole position.
Well, I have to tell you, one of the things that concerned me, first, congratulations on this, but you had an 8-figure flex deal with a frontier AI lab. Well, I mean, I would have thought that maybe they knew how to do this themselves. They sure did see, one of them sure did seem to think that they do. I guess they can't, they're not in this business, so they maybe need you.
Well, I think, Jim, what we've seen is that we partner very well with the frontier labs. And a lot of that has been driven by customer demand. Customers trust CrowdStrike. We've built incredible credibility over the last 15 plus years. We work and understand security day in and day out. And again, customers want choice. We certainly leverage the frontier models. But at the end of the day, it's very difficult to replicate what CrowdStrike does. And this is one of the reasons why customers choose us. Well, we're cutting down complexity. We're reducing cost, and we're getting the outcome of stopping breaches.
Reducing costs. I know that's important because people can never figure out what the ROI is of what you do, except for until their operation's wiped out.
Well, I tell you, Jim, we spent a lot of time actually working with customers in demonstrating the ROI. We call it proof of value. And we actually go through and talk about how many different point products we can consolidate. And routinely, we are consolidating, meaning we're removing 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 products from an environment to reduce the complexity and the overall cost. Well, we get a much greater share of the wallet, which is why you've seen our Flex numbers, which is our innovative licensing model, reach record almost $2.3 billion.
Which is extraordinary. Now, there isn't a moment that I come out or don't turn my head and I see something new. I have a piece here from Greg Brockman, a call for collective action on cyber defense. Open letter for a global surge in cyber defense signed by over 100 organizations. This came out today. You're the cybersecurity company on this.
Well, Jim, again, I think people have recognized that if you have a unique data set, which CrowdStrike has, if you're a net creator of data, which we are creating based upon our security agents, if you will, then you're going to need us, right? And enterprises all the way down to SMBs have figured this out. The labs understand they need to work with us. The customers are driving that. And we are front and center in this agentic revolution, which is why we're part of that announcement.
Now, you've got a big conference coming up, and I know that at conferences you tend to dazzle and you introduce new things. Now, I know we always think that you've got the latest and greatest. What are we going to see at the conference?
Jim, what we're going to show you is not going to knock your socks off. We spent a lot of time in perfecting technology, which we call AIDR, as an example, which is the next evolution of endpoint detection and response, but it's for AI agents. And when we started the company, of course, we were protecting people and computers, and now it's about protecting agents. On average, the industry says that each person will have 90 agents they control. We want to protect each one of those and the agents in the cloud. So when you see what we've put together, it's absolutely outstanding, and it's one of the reasons why this business is massively growing, and we're excited to show that. We're also excited to show some advancements in our AI technology and what we've developed to be able to combat the AI adversary. So I can't wait for next week. I always say each Falcon is going to be our best, but I'm sure this is going to be the best one that we've ever had.
You did made a very timely acquisition in the identity field, didn't you?
We did. We bought a company called Signal, which was really next-gen identity. This is an incredibly strong business for us. And when you look at what we've done over the years, we've built a great next-gen identity portfolio focused on human but also non-human identities, which you need to create a control plane to be able to control all these pesky agents that like to steal the identity of everything else that's out there in the environment to get their job done.
Now, do you think some companies, like there was a company in the medical device, I don't want to pick on them, they've had enough trouble this year in the medical device business, and they got hacked pretty bad. And I was thinking, were they just arrogant, or did they not be up to date? I mean, when you find someone hacked really bad, is it because they haven't updated or because they thought that they were invincible?
No, I don't think most companies think they're invincible. I think there's probably two things. One, if they think their security is good enough or they get it for free, that generally doesn't end well. And two, you really have to have the best technologies with the right level of expertise to be able to combat these adversaries. They're moving so quickly. Their techniques change very dramatically. And part of the benefit of CrowdStrike is the crowd in CrowdStrike is we're able to crowdsource all this information to have visibility in 176 countries where we have our software agents running. And that really helps our algorithms get better and better. So, people try their best. They think good enough is good enough. But a lot of companies are recognizing that legacy technology and technology they get for free is not good enough.
All right, look, I want to thank you for coming on. There was a period where your stock went down pretty consistently. And you said, look, I want to tell the story. Most people do not. Most people just say, hey, listen, there's nothing I can do. You did not. You wanted people to understand exactly what you did and why there was a misperception. And you caught the inflection in this man's business. If you listened, the AI inflection, most CEOs do not give you a chance to make this much money. George Kurtz, thank you so much for helping our viewers make a lot of money. It just was
thank you, Jim.
It's a good thing you did it.
I appreciate it, and thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Absolutely. Good luck at the conference. George Kurtz, founder and CEO of CrowdStrike. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Mad Money's back after the break.
Coming up, Cramer's returning to an apparel company that put on a surprisingly good show yesterday. Don't miss it. Next. Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.